Volcarona got two new paradox forms in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the ancient form Slither Wing and the future form Iron Moth. This is one of the only situations where all three forms are good in their own ways. Each of them has unique traits that set them apart. But which of these three Volcaronas is the strongest? First up, let's talk about Slither Wing. This take on Volcarona is completely different. This is a physical attacker with a bug fighting typing. Its attack stat is great, and it has a solid special defense stat too. Slither Wing is a pretty good bulky attacker, with access to great stab options like U-turn, first impression, and close combat. It's a good combination of bulky and threatening. Slither Wing can have its bulk enhanced further by an assault vest set, letting it act as a great pivot. It can also be very effective as a wall breaker with a choice band, especially on Sun teams. Slither Wing has some stiff competition, however. Great Tusk is a similar fighting type bulky attacker, and is generally a superior choice. Ground is a much better defensive type than Bug, and with superior utility moves like Knock Off and Rapid Spin, it's hard to justify using Slither Wing over Great Tusk most of the time. There's also Iron Hands, another bulky fighting type. Its lower speed than Slither Wing is a small price to pay for those frankly absurd HP, attack, and defense stats. It's easy to see why this is a more alluring choice. It's just all around a more threatening and more tanky. Next up, we've got the original Volcarona. This absolute pest of a Pokemon has been excellent in competitive singles since its introduction in Gen 5. Its great offensive typing, stats, and access to arguably the best boosting move in the game, Quiver Dance, have made Volcarona a great pick on offensive teams for years. Its positive qualities even make up for its ×4 weakness to Stealth Rock, and the introduction of heavy-duty boots in Generation 8 pushed Volcarona even further over the edge, patching up its one huge weakness. In Gen 9 OU, Volcarona remains as solid as ever. It's still the only one out of the Volcarona trio with access to Quiver Dance, which is a really powerful tool that makes it stand out. Flame Body is always a useful ability to have, making the enemy think twice about using the otherwise safe U-turn or other contact moves that Volcarona resists. Bug Stab is valuable to threaten dark types, and Volcarona also gets a lot out of terastallizing. Terra Grass is the most popular option, allowing Volcarona to patch up its weakness to water while enhancing the damage of Giga Drain. And finally, we have the future form of Volcarona, Iron Moth. Despite having perhaps the most uncreative Pokemon name of all time, I think this thing is pretty cool. Its stats are pretty similar to Volcarona's, with a small but noteworthy boost to special attack and speed. That little boost to speed is more significant than it looks, allowing Iron Moth to outspeed a lot more Pokemon and act as a more immediate threat than Volcarona can. Iron Moth's new Fire Poison typing is pretty great offensively. Poison Stab absolutely destroys the common Fairy type, and also just hits a lot more things neutrally for big damage. Flame Body may be a great ability, but Quark Drive gives Iron Moth access to the Booster Energy item, allowing it to enhance its offensive power without even needing to spend a turn boosting up. But if it wants to spend that turn boosting up to make itself more threatening, it can. With access to agility, Iron Moth can terastallize to grant itself a strong defensive typing and allow that turn of setup. And with this huge speed increase and that Quark Drive boost, along with its new coverage from the Terra type, it can outrun and threaten most of the game, even Choice Scarf users. So, which of these three powerful moths is the best? In last place, I would have to go with Slither Wing. I do think that this Pokemon is a little bit underrated, and it has its merits. Stab, U-turn, and First Impression are really nice. However, the stiff competition in the bulky fighting type department, as well as a vulnerability to defensive walls with Rocky Helmet, such as Corviknight, make it the weakest of the three Volcaronas in my opinion. In second place, we have the original. It's pretty close between the present and future Volcaronas. Their stats are similar, and they both excel in different areas. Volcarona isn't outclassed by Iron Moth at all. On some teams, it's a better fit with the game-ending power of Quiver Dance and its synergy with Pokemon like Cyclizar and Grimmsnarl, who enhance setup sweepers. But I think that the number one spot would have to go to Iron Moth. Energy Booster is a great fit on a Pokemon like this that can pose such an immediate threat, and its excellent new offensive typing access to agility, its effectiveness as a terrestrialize abuser, and that small but significant increase to speed and special attack make this a powerful, game-ending threat. Overall, I think that Volcarona's Paradox forms are pretty well designed. They're variations on an already strong Pokemon that are not strictly better in an obvious sense, like just having more stats. All three forms provide something distinct and different. Slither Wing might not be thriving in this metagame, but it still has strong and unique qualities. Maybe when new Pokemon return from older games, and the metagame shifts a little bit, it could find a place. But for now, in the current metagame, I give the title of #1 Moth to Iron Moth. But what do you think? How would you rank these three forms of Volcarona? Let me know down below in the comments. And thank you for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe for more competitive Gen 9 gameplay, discussion, and informative content. Thank you to the patrons. If you'd like to see a team that you built feature in one of my videos, or request a video topic for me to cover, take a look at my Patreon rewards in the description for more information.
The money got different, 'cause of what I'm spending. The money got different,
oh, it's
'cause of what I'm spending.
Whoa,
The money
KO
got
by one
different,
hit. It's
'cause
scattered
of what I'm
spike.
spending. The money got different, 'cause of what I'm spending.